And that wait and see approach is talking about who the next head coach is going to be, what the staff will be like, how it's going to shake out. We are committed here because we know we want to give people real inside information. None of the noise that's out there for clicks and likes and all that stuff. So, as we talked earlier in the show about JU being in Rick's with one potential head coaching candidate.
Let's you got to clear the disclaimer, like full disclaimer, like JU's not in the tunnel.
It was a joke.
I know, because look, you know how everybody else goes. They take it for a full 100% truth that this is truly a tunnel under the.
We got former players, current. A lot of people are buying into this now, Corey. Like we just we're having fun with it a little bit because. Just tell us what you have heard regarding Urban Meyer and being the next head coach of Michigan State.
Yeah, I'm kind of heard the consistency that it's just not going to happen. I don't know to what degree the tires have been kicked, but I think a lot of the people that I talk to, because you got your guys that you can go to for a lot of things, but then you got those guys, maybe something that's a big deal to me with recruiting. Like, I'm not going to bug them about that, even though they could go find it. But I have guys that, if it's a coaching search, which we don't have to have one of these at Michigan State for a while after this one, they're dependable people. They're not going to hype it up. And all of those type of people have always told me that's a hard sell. They're not seeing it happening. And then just knowing some of the names that are thrown around saying that they're pushing it, we have a line to those guys too, and they're just as surprised as us when they read their names being announced to pushing for Urban Meyer. But so no, I don't.
You're talking about people who have deep pockets, right? That's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's the rumor out there that there's deep pockets, that the money is there and there's contracts already in place. Yeah. Any truth to that?
I think there's deep pockets there, but the people like I've talked to, they're not pushing someone. Like, that's never been their thing. They don't want to be like a Texas or some of those schools where they're trying to control the searches, and you see what happens at schools like that where it takes them years and years to get back on track because they have so much infighting and the wrong people controlling it. So I don't think those guys have ever wanted to do that, to where they say, hey, go hire this guy. Now they might say, hey, if there's a guy out there that you want and you need our help, we're here for you. Like that's there. So maybe that's where the disconnect comes from with it, because I know that they've given that, but even with that, I've heard that Allen necessarily doesn't want to go crazy with it. He wants to make a good, smart decision and not just throw money at the problem. He wants to find the right coach, whether that's a high dollar one that's going to cost you money, or if it's a guy that has had a lot of success at a different school that's not making a ton of money. So you can go give him a reasonable contract to start out, and get him over here, make sure you take care of the NIL and the assistant package pool, all that, because that stuff matters just as much as anything to me, and that's just how it works now. So it'll be interesting which way he goes, but yeah, I would be very shocked still at this moment if anything ever happened with the Urban Meyer to the point that they hired him. But I mean, it's good theater, I guess. And I don't know, you guys could probably answer it too. Like, if you're Alan Haller, you got to love that this is out there so much, because now he's able to go out there and do his actual search and vetting people. And everybody's so focused on Urban Meyer. He's out here, interviewing all these other agents, talking to these other agents that are connected to the coaches he's looking at, and easier for him to kind of slip under the radar with that, in my opinion, with all the Urban stuff going on.